Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I understand life has been tough for past few months, but at least now we can say it is slowly limping back to normal. And I believe that is the view of our government also. And hence they are opening up things in phases with precaution. Even your exam conducting bodies are catching up on their delayed calendars. Most of the exams conducted by IBPS are almost on track now. And it seems likely that the other exams will also follow suit. And hence, we have observed there is a lot of interest in all the pending exams, and we are getting a lot of mails, a lot of personal messages that now Meritshine should do something for the upcoming RBI Grade B and SEBI Grade A exams. For RBI Grade B, we still do not have notification, but it's almost there. It can come anytime. For SEBI Grade A, we already have a notification for which the exam has been delayed. So before we get into detail about our plan, I'll quickly take you through the status of things as of today. SEBI Grade A notification came in the month of March. The form filling day, you can see the fateful day, 23rd March. And then you were supposed to write your phase 1 on 12th of April and then your phase 2 on 3rd of May. By now, most of you would have been placed, all those who would have qualified, and SEBI would be planning their next calendar exam. But we all know what happened in between. The lockdown 1, 2, 3, and then we lost count, and then slowly the unlock. And finally, it looks like we will have our exams. And the first one will be the phase 1 for SEBI will finally happen on 17th of January, and your mains, that's your phase 2, will happen on 27th of Feb. It looks almost certain unless act of God again intervenes. So that is the status. Now, something very important happened in this notification. Before this notification, the syllabus for RBI Grade B and SEBI Grade A exams were very similar, barring the security law and security market. They were almost identical. But things changed, and I hope it changed for good with this notification. There were many new topics which were introduced for SEBI Grade A exam. There were certain topics which were completely struck off, and hence there was a lot of commotion among students when this notification came. Just think about the level of anxiety of a student who was preparing for this exam very seriously. 4 new topics got added overnight, and all the time that they were given was less than 40 days to prepare for it. Now, good thing is it did not happen so quickly. But the sad part is it has delayed for very long time now. I'm quite sure all those students, almost 1,40,000, that's the data in the public domain, who have filled this form will be really eagerly waiting to now go and give this examination and get done with. So that's the status of it. Now, I have mentioned the syllabus changed for SEBI Grade A significantly. And before that, what did I say? The RBI Grade B and SEBI Grade A, their syllabus were almost identical, barring the securities laws and the securities market. They were almost identical, and I will show it to you in the following slides. So what we will do going forward, we'll understand these two examinations in little more detail and also compare things where these two examinations are different now and what are the things that we should focus when we are preparing for these examinations. Alright, so let's get into the analysis part. So this is how the old SEBI exam looked like. The normal aptitude exam, the English language, quantitative aptitude, test of reasoning. Added to it was the general awareness section, which you generally find in the mains of the bank examination. And to it, there was a special section, looks like a very relevant section, awareness of securities market for someone who is aspiring to go into SEBI. But after this notification, changes were made here and significant changes were made. If you look at this, the awareness about securities market were completely done away with. Your general awareness, including some question related to financial sector of easy to moderate difficulty. So this section you can say it retained. English language, quantitative aptitude and test of reasoning retained. So this section, the awareness about securities market was done away with, and what got added was, even for the general stream student, multiple choice questions on subjects, commerce, accountancy, management, finance, costing, Companies Act and economics got added. So the first part, it became of 100 marks, and the other, the subject domain knowledge, were added to it, and this again was for 100 marks. And to add to it, they have also introduced this individual paper-wise cutoff also. So now you'll have to read this new subjects and also perform relatively well to even be considered for evaluation of the final cutoff here, right? So individual cutoffs, when you cross here, only then your total marks will be first considered for the overall cutoff for this phase 1 itself, right? So if the say overall cutoff was 120 and you scored say 100 here, but you got only 39 marks here, even though you were higher than this 120 required to clear this phase 1, you will not be qualified. All right, so you have to give equal importance to both the papers. That's the message here. And if we compare it with RBI, as of now, I told you the old SEBI was very similar. This general awareness, English language, quantitative aptitude, test of reasoning, they are all there. The only difference was this awareness about securities market was not needed in RBI paper. And the other difference was the weightage given to the current affairs. The general awareness was 80 out of 200, whereas it was just 40. If you look at in totality, the other 40 was basically given to the awareness about securities market. That was the major difference here. Now let us move to the phase 2 examination. What happened here in old SEBI? There was a paper, complete paper on securities market. There was English writing skills, and then we had this economic and social issues and finance and management. Now if I compare it with old RBI, with which I said there was a lot of similarity, this economic and social issues paper was there. There was finance and management paper was there. In my old SEBI, this was combined into one, right? English as it is, it was there in both. It was paper 2. And this was the special paper, the securities market, which I told even in the prelim stage, this is what differed between the old SEBI and the RBI as of now. But the new SEBI, what it says, there will be English, and then there will be the other paper which will test all those subjects for which they have already tested you at a prelims level. So same, commerce, accountancy, management, finance, costing, Companies Act and economics will get tested. And the interesting thing is their weightage now will be given to more to the subject component than English. English will be just 1/3 of the total weight, and this will be 2/3. So that's an interesting change between the old SEBI and the new SEBI. The weightage has also changed and the new subjects have also come in. I hope this part is clear. So now it is time to understand what part is common in RBI as of now and your new SEBI. When we prepare for these two examinations, I told you most of the students who are taking the SEBI examination will eventually be taking the RBI Grade B examination also. So the set of students are same. So how do they optimize their preparation? That is what we will now try to find out. And how do we do that? That is by comparing the syllabus. SEBI old and RBI new as of now, they were word by word identical before this notification. But in the new SEBI notification, what they have done is they have done away with this performance appraisal, your feedback and performance counseling, career planning, training, etc., employee welfare. They have done away with this and also done away with this corporate governance wala part. Now the new SEBI feels it is not important. Rest, everything is same. So if you are preparing for RBI Grade B, if you have covered the syllabus of management, you have basically covered the syllabus for new SEBI management also. That part is just the subset. Let us compare the finance and management section. I told you the SEBI old RBI as of now, they were almost identical. So if you read from here to here, they are same word by word, except for some necessary changes like risk management in banking sector here. Here what do you have? Risk management in financial sector. Rest if you will see, they are almost word to word ditto. Now, what are the changes? Major changes, SEBI roles and function. RBI do not expect you to read it. Prevention of money laundering and know your client framework was very important from SEBI's perspective, so it is there. If you look at the two, Reserve Bank of India function, conduct of monetary policy, again, even that is copied from here. RBI functions and conduct of monetary policy, banking system, financial institutions, SEBI, Exim, NABARD, NHB, same, ditto. Here they had added more knowledge about, since it's market related, money market, capital market. They have written in general regulators of bank and financial institution, which I believe gets expanded here with RBI's, your SEBI, NABARD, Exim. They have kind of not written that explicitly. Now, if you look at the new SEBI, that is what they have written. Role and function of regulatory bodies in financial sector. So now everything will come. RBI will also come. SEBI will also come. NABARD will also come. So all that they have consolidated in one line. Finance market, primary, secondary, they have just copied from here. Now, from here to here, if you will see, everything is as it is. This one in which there was some change, they have left it. So risk management in finance and banking sector, they feel is not necessary. Rest, everything they have copied. So now, if I do the finance of RBI, it will eventually lead to my understanding of the complete SEBI new finance wala syllabus also. I do not have to do anything over and above. Just couple of things which will not be there, and then I will read about SEBI in little more depth. That's it. Once it is done, this part is also done. So finance and management is almost complete overlap. I'll say a little more in RBI, which if you leave, your SEBI syllabus is also complete. Now we come to the paper which has seen the greatest change. That's economic and social issues. RBI as of now has this syllabus, which is almost identical. It's like copy paste with some cleaning. That's it. It's otherwise exactly what is written here. If you want to see, just check this. Measurement of growth, national income, per capita income. Yeah, growth and development, they have just put on top. In fact, they've just represented it more neatly. Measurement of growth, national income, per capita income. Measurement of growth, national income, per capita income. Poverty alleviation and employment. Poverty alleviation and employment generation in India. Same. Last, social sectors in India, health and education. Social sector in India, health and education. So if we read line by line, it will be just a better representation, but essentially it was completely same. SEBI new has completely done away with this section. It is not there anymore. What they want you to read instead is the fundamental of economics, not the economic issues, because these guys have other issues at their hand. Let government and RBI take care of these social issues. They have issues like corporates fuzzing their book, people manipulating the stock prices. That is what they are more interested in than the social issues. And I believe that's the right decision. For that, someone should have fundamental understanding of economics, and that is what they have focused on. And if we look closely, some of the topics in our old ESI which would still find relevance in our new economics syllabus have still been picked. Look at this. Measurement of growth, national income and per capita income. National income, concepts and measurement. Same thing, just reworded. Balance of payments is here. Then monetary and fiscal policy, yes, it was important and it has found a place even in the new syllabus. Let's look at what they have removed more. Remember, I showed this to you, awareness about your securities market in the phase 1 in the old SEBI. This completely done away with. This was the syllabus for that, completely struck off. If you will see again, there was a paper 1 for securities market. This much syllabus is now completely out. It is not there. Yeah, something to be happy about? Not really, because they have added a lot more. Commerce and accountancy, this is not there. No overlap with RBI. These do not feature in RBI. These do not feature in RBI. Costing, completely not there. Companies Act, completely not there. So I've shown you the overlap portion first, then I showed you the complete securities laws and security market complete. They have wiped off that syllabus. What they have introduced, that is what I am showing you now. So commerce and accountancy, again, the basic understanding. Just like economics, they want you to understand how it works. Similarly, for commerce and accountancy, they want you to understand how the books are made. If someone is cooking the book, can you identify it? For that, you will need to understand how that book is made at first, how the ledger entry is done, how is depreciation treated, how is inventories recognized, your LIFO, FIFO, all that. Unless you understand that, you will not understand, are people manipulating their books. That is what I believe now they are focusing on. Similarly, it is true for costing also. Are they using the correct methods, the method which is prescribed? All for that, you will also need to understand how it works. And finally, if you'll see, they have now come to the Companies Act, which is very detailed. But thankfully, they have just given you chapter 3, 4, 8, 10, 11, 12 and 27. Let us quickly see what these chapters contain. The first one is the public offer, the prospectus and allotment of securities, how that happens. Yes, very relevant. Share capital and debenture, how that works. Then we move to your declaration and payment of dividend. Very important again from share market point of view. Audit and auditors, very relevant. Nobody is cooking the book. What are the punishments for contravention? All that will be covered here. Then we move to the appointment and qualification of directors, something which is good to know. Meeting of board and its powers, right? And finally, we have your National Company Law Tribunal and Appellate Tribunal. Now, this part is completely my opinion and a bit of secondary research. When I Google profile of SEBI Grade A officer, this is what comes up. Approval of stock exchanges bylaws, amendment of these bylaws, inspection of accounts of stock exchanges and various players. Before I move to that, if you look at this, this is related to laws. Shouldn't it be the work of the legal wala section? Yeah, that is what I believe. If I look at this now, inspection of accounts of stock exchanges and various players, yeah, this looks likely. And that is why they wanted you to understand how the books are made in first place. That's why they have introduced those accounts wala and commerce wala section. Identify and investigate any malpractices within securities market. Again, looks the work of the general stream. Taking step to increase the investor knowledge on securities market. Yes, again, looks feasible. Suspension of security trading of a stock exchange. I think this looks like a little above the pay grade of a grade A officer. Granting and withdrawing recognition of a stock exchange. I think this is also, yes, once you get promoted to that level, you will have, but not at the starting level. I don't feel. So this should be the primary work. Again, I told you this is my opinion. Now, so why I put it here is to make you understand the need for the changes in the exam syllabus. For these, I believe understanding of basic concepts was necessary. Now, at the same time, it perplexes me why the securities market wala knowledge, when you are anyways going to SEBI, should be removed. It may be because of two reasons. First, the complex part of it, anyways, the legal team will be handling. And for the rest, they will anyways train you once you get selected. And that may be the only reason. They have just gone to the basic. They want you to understand commerce and accounts. They want you to understand how the books are made. They want you to understand the fundamentals of economics, how the economy works. Understand the basic concept. They want you to understand the company law. First, what is the generic prescription? Then they will get into those details. What SEBI wants you to understand, for that they will train you. That is my understanding of these changes. So what should we focus on now? It's quite simple and logical. Since the notification of SEBI is out, that is what we will concentrate on first. And how do we proceed about it? Having shown you the syllabus, shown you the requirement of the profile, how they have made changes to the syllabus, one thing is very clear to me is that they want people with sound fundamentals. And that is what we will like to work on in next 2 to 3 months. We will try to build your basic knowledge. And that is what we hope will get tested. We'll work with some 500 questions, good conceptual questions, with which we'll try to cover most of the topics that is mentioned in your syllabus. That is our plan. But there is a caveat. It will continue only if you continue to show interest in these sessions. If we see there is enough interest, people are watching it and also doing the tasks that we are assigning, then we will continue as promised. Otherwise, we'll have to stop. If we see that, yes, there is lack of interest here, even we will lose interest. I hope you will agree with us there. Now, what will happen post RBI notification? Nothing will change. These sessions for SEBI will continue, wherein we have said we'll use the conceptual questions and try to cover maximum thing which is mentioned in your syllabus. That would be the idea of those questions. Post RBI notification, and if you have seen my comparison of the syllabus, where did it change? The complete finance and your complete management were ditto. English writing, except for the weightage, same. The change came in the ESI section. And for your knowledge, let me tell you, ESI section, almost 80% of it is your current affairs. And that is what we will do once your RBI notification comes out. We will add a lot of content for RBI Grade B Phase 2 current affair relevant to the ESI part. So your schemes will come, all your latest question related to the social issues, the vulnerable groups, the women, the child, the elderly, the tribal, all the news, etc. also collected and presented to in a way which covers the syllabus of RBI Grade B Phase 2 ESI section. That's what we will work on post the RBI Grade B notification. Okay, so I'll leave you with some final words of caution. And this is something which I tell to everyone, paid, non-paid, anyone I come across who is taking these examinations, these highly competitive examinations, I tell them to not take phase 1 lightly. Why? For very simple reason. 80 seats in general, even if I add those IT, legal and all other vacancies, it will add up to less than 150 only. 1,40,000 applicants, right? Even if I do a multiple of 20 for phase 2, 150 into 20, 3,000 students who will ultimately take phase 2. So that 1,40,000 students, your 1,37,000 students will not make it. You have to understand and accept that hard reality. For that, you should not become overconfident. There are many students. Bank exam we cleared. So what is there in the aptitude section? We'll just go and blast on that day. No, it does not happen. Aptitude develops quickly. It wanes also in similar fashion. So keep taking those free mocks on various sites that are available now. Plethora of material everywhere. So please take it and put some effort even on phase 1 on a regular basis. Otherwise, I'm quite sure you will not want to end up in that 1,37,000 wala crowd, right? So please, I hope you will follow that part of my advice. I hope first you will understand, yes, it makes sense, and then of course follow it also. So I hope now you understand how the SEBI old and SEBI new are different. I hope you also understand how SEBI old and RBI were almost together, but where the difference have arisen. Now, if I have to prepare for both the exams, which are the overlap area, which are the areas where I'll need to focus on separately. So finance and management, that part is almost overlap. Once I do for RBI, it is done. Even for SEBI, the new areas here will be your commerce, accounts, your company's law, your economics hardcore, right? Your costing. So all that I'll need to focus on. Most likely it is going to be concept based, and that is how we will prepare in our upcoming lectures and build our fundamentals. And then when the RBI notification comes in, we'll focus on the ESI section where we'll do a lot of schemes and all other current affair news related to the economic and social issues. That's our agenda. So tomorrow I'll start with the first lecture that will be about economics, and that will be about demand and supply, and market structure. That is what we will see in our tomorrow's class. See you then.